Hi guys! Oh my god, this is like my third attempt at doing this video, so it better work this time. I did an 8-minute video and then found I didn't record. For some reason it was blank and I was so mad. So anyways, I'll try to condense what I said before. 8 minutes probably too long. Anyway, okay. And also the lighting is bad. My laptop was dead. I charged it not long ago, but had it turned off, and for some reason they die. Like, I'm getting tired of these products that they do all the updates and then suddenly you have no battery life. I'm just fed up with that. This is my newest laptop and it seems to die the fastest. Anyway, that's another story. So, today I would like to talk about why, not why, but what I think when writers write a book or a script or whatever, they one that's fiction, they do so, and maybe nonfiction to a point when I think about it, they do it with trying to send a general overall message. And it's not just, little anything to do with the storyline, but a lot to do with the characters. Now, nonfiction obviously it's not characters, but they're trying to send a message. And overall, if you had to sum it up, call it an elevator pitch kind of thing. And each book kind of has one. They say you should have one. That aside, though, I'm just kind of talking about generalized ideas. So, for example, in all of my books, I like to have characters that are strong, and I've talked about that before, but strong and fearless. And when I say fearless, I don't mean, oh, I'm just not nervous. I mean fearless as in a power inside themselves. So if someone tries to push them around or tell them that they're less than, and not even that, like even just, we've seen in society in the last few years that people often kind of are not, well, maybe forced, pushed to do certain things or not do certain things or think a certain way, or you have to kind of go with the flow or you're ostracized sometimes, and or oh gosh, I could think of situations during the pandemic, but I don't want to get in trouble talking about that because I have a lot to say about that. But maybe we'll just say in general things that you could and could not do during the pandemic. Had people maybe pushed back, the powers that be would have backed off. Okay, and we'll just leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. And some people might say, "What are you talking about?" Anyways, you probably wouldn't like my books if you don't understand. The point is that I have always wrote about characters that were powerful and fearless. They may not have started that way, but they had to be that way. They were brought up in circumstances where they had to do that. They had to survive. And George Hernandez is just one of the many characters. I could go through them all. I'd be here all day. But he came from a bad background. His brother died young. His parents blamed him. And for that reason, he had to be powerful, or he wouldn't have survived, because his father brutally beat him once, and at least once. And he talks about that and how that changed him. So if you know the character, in any given situation, nobody's going to say, you know what, you're not doing this, or you're doing this even though you don't want to. They wouldn't even dream of it because he has such a powerful presence, and take the violence out of it. Let's not go there, but even if you took the violence out, he has a strong character. And I mean strong as in solid, which is kind of rare now. We're sort of brought up now to be softer, I think, and lots of people say it. I won't point to any generations or any situations, but gentle parenting might be involved in some cases, because I'm not even going to go into that. But you need to be powerful. And yes, I'm not saying you shouldn't be nice and you shouldn't be reasonable and people should be able to negotiate with you and all that. But you have to have a strong sense of self, and you have to be able to stand up for yourself, and you have to sort of send a message without even speaking. Like, don't fuck with me. You know what I mean? And so you kind of characters like this, I feel like are very popular now. And I'm not saying mine. I'm not a bestseller. God, I probably never will be. But my characters are powerful, and they know they have to be powerful, and people are drawn to that power. I mean, right now I'm wearing a Yellowstone shirt about it has something about Beth Dutton, State of Mind. Now, if you watch Yellowstone, if not, that you might even have your own show where there's a character that's very strong and people are drawn to that, and people are drawn to that because people need to get it back in themselves. We want that. We don't want to watch weak characters. We see weak people around us all the time. Why the fuck would we want to watch a character that's weak? We want strong characters. And there's a part of us that's like, yeah, you don't let them do that to you. And if it's a really good strong character, and I can't even talk. Beth Dutton is one of them. You don't, if you watch the show Yellowstone, you don't mess with her. You don't have to even see her expression when somebody says something to her or tries to push her around. You just know. There's a strong sense in her. And yes, there has to be some balance. There has to be vulnerability, and yes. However, there's a strong sense. Sorry, my nose is a little plugged today, so if I'm talking like there's something wrong with me, there kind of is. And, in a different way. My hand's falling asleep here, too. I'm trying to hold the laptop in one hand and talk to you. Anyways, yeah, so you have to have a balance, but you have to have a solid, strong, fearless, just foundation to a character. And people are drawn to that. And they're drawn to that because they need that right now. We need that more than we ever did. Powerful, strong, like, just fearless. And because right now, if there was ever a time we needed that in this world, it's now, and probably in the future, because I don't know, I don't think things are getting better right now. Not to be a pessimist here right before 2026. Here's my lovely prediction for next year, but and I could be wrong. It could be the best year of our fucking lives. I don't know. I'm just not optimistic. Anyway, I watch too many prepping shows, I guess. I'm just saying this is important. We need this in characters, and people are drawn to that in characters, and we are not interested in the weak characters. Again, we have weak people all around us. I'm just rambling now. Anyways, guys, what do you think? What do you think makes a great character? Think of your favorite character. What about them are you drawn to? It doesn't have to be from my books. It could be from another book. It could be from a TV series. I'd mentioned Yellowstone. There's lots of good shows. No, there's not lots of good shows. I'm lying. There's a few really good shows right now. And they have those sort of, I know people call them anti-hero characters, but I call them fuck around and find out characters, because they're kind of extreme, but they're extreme to sort of push a point home, I think, in my opinion. My characters are extreme to push a point home, and to make readers feel powerful in themselves. I think that's important. We need that right now. Anyways, guys, what do you think? I gotta go. I got my hands falling asleep. I'm holding this laptop, and I'm just gonna drop it. Anyways, take care. Thank you.